What's going on, everybody? It is Tuesday. That means yards after the catch. We are officially rolling the ultimate drum version from Rob Machado. Thanks to him for putting that together for us, and the theme song to the trenches. But we'll talk more trenches later. Two more teams went home tonight. Pretty crazy. But we always started off with my co-host with the most, Mr. Roop. There it is. How you doing, bud?
I'm actually doing pretty well considering some of the devastating things that happened over the weekend in fantasy football and football in general. We should almost have another show called the Sour Hour, just because
I like it.
all the devastating things that happened. But
Hashtag write that down.
yeah, we'll get it down. But I don't know. I'm okay. How about you? How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Again, fantasy, like you said, there were a couple matches I was just trying to win. Didn't really matter much. I did lose the main match I was trying to get, and so it knocked me from second to sixth. Still in the playoffs in that last spot. But yeah, one loss drops 4 spots, and it sucked. Freaking Jerick McKinnon can lick my shoes.
He got you too. I think Jerick McKinnon is the most loved, hated person right now in fantasy football.
Yeah, Jerick got me.
And who thought to start him?
I mean,
I've seen some of the benches that people had, and I was like, why did you choose that guy? But
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I understand why my opponent started him. It was kind of a had to, I guess. But I mean, look, Jerick McKinnon, he hasn't been horrible. He's had 2 good weeks. Let's see. Jerick McKinnon this week went 7 for 9 on receptions, 112. 2 touchdowns is what really got him to those 34 points. RB1 this week. So 14 points last week. You see an uptrend. You see uptrend in usage. You'll see them all over the waiver wires if you read the Devil's Advocate that I write every week on Truth Serum Football, truthserumfootball.com. I will recommend against Jerick McKinnon this week because they face Houston, who is number 2 against receivers, and that's where he gets all his points. But go ahead.
Yeah, well, there's that. But, when you have Pacheco that's been the guy that's like, okay, this is the guy that's going to take over. We've been hearing about this for about 10 weeks now, and something like that happens. You're like, okay, now there's a question mark. Now, do you even trust either of them in your lineup? Yeah, one of them's going off. I mean,
well, and that's City, but the thing is Pacheco had 13 carries.
Respectable.
Yeah, and I think McKinnon only had 6. Which, I mean, 6 and 13 isn't much, but the game script is there, and Mahomes is always going to be pass heavy. But Pacheco had 13 for 70. He's clearly the running back, and McKinnon's the receiving running back. So maybe you should see more from Pacheco this week. Houston's run defense is not near that of their pass defense, and so Pacheco's still not a horrible play this week. I'm fading McKinnon against that Houston pass defense, but we'll see how it all plays out.
Yeah, I actually have a choice to play him and Pacheco, and I'm just that question mark. Like 13 carries is just not enough for a playoff run, and I mean I have other people like Dobbins and Montgomery and sitting on the bench and and Pierce, and I'm like, who do I really like throw in there because that's like my number one question mark on my lineup is that spot, and I think a lot of people are battling with that this week because nobody wants to make a mistake this week. Most people are in the playoffs.
The playoffs are here. The playoffs are here. It's win or go home. That's what it is. Pierce, of course, with his injury, he's going to miss at least this week. They're not sure, how about the ankle yet. It is an ankle. More tests to be done. He's definitely like 99% to miss this week, so you won't play him this week. A lot of other injuries. Of course, we know Debo goes down. The nice thing about Debo is his injury kind of keeps getting upgraded, so he may come back for the regular season. Probably not for your fantasy season, though. Not saying necessarily drop him. He might come back for that championship game. There's a chance. You're saying there's a chance, but yeah,
I think they
Debo.
don't, just because what I saw what happened with, Allen and Williams over there at the Chargers, where they came back too soon and re-injured and stuff like that. I say keep Debo away, get him 100%, 100% times 100%, and just that way San Francisco can do what they do. But I mean, they've been hampered with some injuries this year, so
they still are hampered with injuries.
Yeah,
C-Mac's not completely healthy. Brock's hurt now. Brock Purdy is hurt. He's going to play. Look, he's going to play. He played during the game with the oblique injury. He's going to play on Thursday night. Short week, I know, but they already held him out of practice. They said they're going to let him kind of heal up a little bit, but he's going to play.
Yeah, that's a bummer for San Francisco and their fans, just to watch, so many people go down on such a good, they're just a good team, and they just dropping like flies over there again. Yeah, it's like
I agree though. You keep Debo safe, and if they're playing for a playoff spot and they absolutely have to win, I guess maybe you take a shot. But
yeah, you bring them in. But if you're 2 games up or whatever, you got a couple of lucky wins, just take it easy, but get everybody healthy that you can, because Brock or whoever's behind center is going to need all the help they can get. And McCaffrey, same thing. Sorry, like if you're winning in the third quarter, get your playmakers out. Just don't.
Well, that's.
Don't risk
look, that's the thing. C-Mac and the running game. It was Purdy had 189 passing yards. C-Mac. The rushing game, not C-Mac. They had 6 different rushers. Counting quarterbacks run plays, but the rushing game, but 209 yards on the board. So, I mean, people will want you to believe that Purdy is better than he is, but, he gets away with no interceptions, 189 yards.
For a rookie.
It is. He only had to throw 21 times, which is nice. So, but Shanahan knows how to manage the quarterback situation. You got 3 touchdowns on 16 completions, 0 INTs. You can't ask for anything else from Mr. Irrelevant. They put a ton of yards on the ground, and C-Mac definitely came through. He looked awesome. He really looked awesome from what I saw in that game. Yeah, I like watching him run. I could watch him run all day. So we talk about it from the waiver standpoint. People want to add him. I wouldn't, unless you need to. Seattle's not a horrible defense. They're mid-tier. They've got good stats for a quarterback. So if you got to play him, that's fine. Seattle's got allows the 5th most passing touchdowns. They are 8th highest for yards per attempt and 10th fewest in INTs. They're sitting basically in the middle at 10. So, mid-tier defense, we would call that. And so there's some success to be had for Purdy, as long as everybody else keeps performing. Not having Debo definitely isn't going to help them.
Right,
Hello, Aurora. What's going on?
Yeah. Hey, Aurora. Enjoy your first round bye. I just got kicked out of mine, so for multiple reasons, but good job. Thanks for listening, and best of luck. I know it's going to be a battle for those top spots.
It's nice to have that first round bye.
Yeah, and luckily for me and you, we get a break from that league.
Yeah.
But I am battling for not being last, so that would be great.
I think that's you and me, right? You and me are battling for last place.
We got some injured teams.
Yeah, not good.
But other ones, I'm like, I was battling for a first round bye and only lost that by a couple of points. So like it's hit and miss.
Yeah, I've got a couple of them. I'm still in the running. I've earned a little bit of money already from weekly prizes and stuff, so that's good. I'm liking that.
Yeah.
What's going on? Playoff bound. There you go. That's what I like. Glad to hear it. Who came through for you this week?
Aurora came through because.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, because the team that she beat kicked him out of the playoffs, and Steven got in. So
nice. Well, there you go. Taking advantage of the opportunities laid out.
That was the message on the board today, and I was like, really? I was like, yeah, that. Because Scott's a really cool guy, and it was a bummer, but he's also, I've been playing fantasy football with Scott for like 4 years now, and he paid his entry fee in 2018, he hasn't paid me money since. Like it's just like he just uses the next year money, just pushes it over there because he wins
He just
something,
keeps winning and recycles it. I
just
get it.
rolling it over. So I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah,
nice.
Aurora had that New England defense, which in our league got like 57 points or something. So
Oh,
that's
good night.
neither
Oh,
here
yeah,
nor there.
we got that heavy defense scoring in that one.
Yeah, I don't know
Let's
what
see. Murray gone with the ACL. That'll be interesting. That might be it for Arizona. Let's see. Wilson Jr. questionable to out, probably out. Mostert, a decent start this week. He's not gonna blow everything up.
Mostert has a chance to like do those 80-yard runs. He's so
well, the
fast,
thing is, they're
but
playing Buffalo, right?
yeah,
That's
not
the
gonna
problem. So
at Buffalo, right? Yeah, I think so.
yes, in Buffalo. Mostert's
us a
only got one game over 100, 3 games all year over 11. Buffalo allows the fourth few rushing touchdowns in the league. And in their last matchup, Mostert had 1 point. Of course, they had a running back in there as well. But if Wilson doesn't play, at least you get a starter if you have to play Mostert, but you can get somewhere else, go somewhere else and find a better start.
Yeah, these really aren't like, hey, go pick this guy up. Because, like, listen, if you're in the playoffs, you're in, and hopefully you didn't just get devastated by the injuries this past weekend, because there was a lot. But if you have any questions, like a start, sit, pick this one, that one, which QB should I start? That's what we're here for, because, like, there are people available. Let's say Jameson Williams. Listen, he got 1 catch for 41 yards and a touchdown in that Goff run offense. Not somebody that's somebody you should look to next year for something a little later, but that's going to affect Monroe St. Brown too.
Here's the thing with Williams. All right. So first of all, Williams, they're going up against the Jets defense. Jets defense is monster.
Petrie killing it.
Like, yeah, I mean, they're killing. Let me get you the stats here. I'm looking at my the Devil's Advocate article I write for True Serum Football about all the contrarian waiver picks. Are they good? Are they bad? All the picks you see on everybody's website. Most of them are just cut and paste, and they're not that great. Went 12 for 12 last week. I'm going to brag on that a little bit. 100%.
Yeah, brag away. 12 for 12 is good.
But Jared Goff, you wanted him last week. You want him next week. This week, they play the Jets, and it's not good. The Jets are ridiculous. They have the second fewest passing defenses in the league. They're 6th in sacks. Burrow is the only passer to walk out of there with a rating over 100. He's also the only passer to walk out of there with more than 250 yards. And it just keeps going. Goff does have Carolina and Chicago in week 16 and 17. So if you can stash Goff until next week, get through this week. If you're on that bye week, Goff's looking real nice with Carolina and Chicago coming up. But this week, him and all the other Detroit players, you really want to sit back to Williams with that defense. Williams honestly may be, I'm not saying he's a good option at all. I'm not telling you to pick him up. I'm saying that he may come out with the best results because obviously more attention is going to go to Amon St. Brown and Chark this week. And so that might give Wilson an opportunity to get something. But yeah, unless you had to play him, I would not play him against that Jets defense.
No, I'm going to kind of stay away and steer clear. I have a better matchups the next 2 weeks, so I'm just holding my breath for this week. Steven says, Swift, do you ride with him, or is there an RB, a free agent that can do more than him?
Yeah, I mean, player studs. Swift, you definitely do with. There's really nobody that I see is going to do better than him. Zonovan Knight has Detroit, so that's nice, but the Lions defense has only allowed 2 100-yard rushers all season. So again, touchdown dependent. Jarrett McKinnon versus Houston. A lot of people looking at him. Again, Houston has the number 2 defense when it comes to passing receptions. They're a monster against the pass, as we saw against Dallas last week. So, McKinnon's not the best start. Mostert, you could have yourself a starter against Buffalo's 5th ranked best defense.
Travis Homer,
No,
Walker's
don't
out.
play him.
Stay away.
Walker's questionable right now, so Walker
Yeah.
actually could come back. He's not likely to, but
Yeah, he might be
it's
out
a
a week or two,
three-headed. The Seahawks are a three-headed backfield right now. Homer did not do that great. Stay away from the Raiders. You got a lot of sites telling you go to Raiders. Jacob's going to play. It's a finger. He played during the game. He's going to play afterwards.
Had it taped.
Chuba Hubbard's probably like one of the most attractive options, but again, that's not unless you actually. I'm not sitting Swift for Hubbard. That's an absolute need him play. Hubbard had 14 carries to Foreman's 21, but Hubbard got the 3 receptions and the touchdown. So that's why Hubbard ends up with 19 points. That's why people are talking about the waiver wire. Oh, and they're playing Pittsburgh, and we saw what Dobbins did to Pittsburgh, and the fact that Hubbard catches the ball helps his stock a little bit. But again, I'm not sitting Swift for Hubbard.
Even though Swift is playing the Jets. I hope he's a stud. You just don't sit your studs, but you're not going to find someone better. And if you are,
you're not going to find him on the waiver. You might find him on your roster, but you're not going to find him on the waiver.
You can get lucky. Like every week, there's somebody in the waivers that goes off, and everybody runs to him, and then they get a dud next week. So it's just difficult to just judge it. I'd stick with Swift, even though I'm not proud of what they're doing over there in Detroit. It's like a hit and miss every week. They're better than what they are on paper and what they show every Sunday. And it just, what do they have, 5 or 6 wins? And they're just a better team than that. And they're going to put it together, I think, maybe next season where they can be really, really playoff bound, hopefully, because they got the playmakers. They got
the pieces. They got, St. Brown, you got Chark, you got Williams back now, you got Swift. Goff doesn't even have to be that good. Flacco
and their defense is getting better, especially with the rookie. So watch out, Lions fans.
Yeah.
Good defense isn't great for wide receivers. It's great for running backs. So
100%. Absolutely. Let's see. Concussions. Wilson on concussion protocol. Pickett's on concussion protocol. I thought there was another one, but not good.
There is.
Boyd's questionable, so you probably get him. He just had a finger injury, but Higgins probably still out with that hamstring. He re-aggravated it. Lamar Jackson questionable. Got to keep an eye on him. A lot of people waiting to see what's going to happen. Watch the practices. If they practice on Thursday and Friday, they'll probably play. If they don't, they won't.
If if Dobbins is out there, go ahead and pick him up. I know he looked like he was hobbling when he was running, but apparently he's the guy, the number 1 guy. And
that's the thing. You see the run he breaks off, and wasn't even 100% healthy yet. Good Lord.
I was like, is he going to just blow his hammy right now? Like what is going on here? I was a little worried, and he stayed in the game, kept going. know what's funny? I had Jerry Jeudy on my IR, and he was exciting. I was like, I got him. I was like, I need running back help. So I was like, you know what? The only way to pick this guy up is Dobbins. To pick him up is because he's designated to return on IR, so I could just swap him out and keep an IR just and see what happens next week. Well, Jeudy goes off for 30 points, knocks another guy out, like further down the list in a loss. I'm like, and that almost cost me high points this week too, by 2 points, because Jeudy went off for like 32. So
he said almost cost me. He said
almost. That's the one good thing that happened this week is I got high points in one league, but I still lost first round bye. I lost. Oh God, don't even get me started on what happened with Ramondre Stevenson and Kyler Murray. And McKinnon.
That whole game was just,
everything.
They ran out of ambulances at that game. There so many people got injured at that on that Monday last night. I guess last night, right? Yeah.
It was probably one of the worst things. Like I was like, you know what? I'm going to turn on the game. It's Monday night. Let's turn on this game. And I get an update. Murray carted off the field and said, well, I lost. Like I needed 25 more points. And I was like, no, this is not good. Every year it happens to me every year. And I'm like, okay, thanks for that. But
hey, everybody, grab your balls. Bandy's here, Fourth and Flex. Your balls will thank you. Sponsored by Manscaped. Go over there, get your Manscaped deals at Fourth and Flex. Good to see you, Josh. I know you just finished your show. Go check out Fourth and Flex. Got a lot of good content over there. Love those guys. Always have. Glad to see you on the show. Let us know what you think about the waiver picks this week. Kind of talking about some of the different ones. Off my Devil's Advocate article, went 12 for 12 last week, 9-2 the week before.
Yeah,
doing okay with that thing. Not bad.
Yeah, speaking of Fourth and Flex, listen, sometimes our shows line up to where we can't, go visit other ones. But I had a few minutes the other day, and we
I saw you. I was there. Yeah. I saw you on it. Yeah,
and I was like,
giving away a free signed Swift jersey. Giving away what's the new jersey, Josh? They're giving away another signed jersey. I don't remember who. It was a Packer, right? Wasn't it a Packer? Aaron Jones.
Aaron Jones, I think. Yeah.
Was it Aaron Jones? I think it might have been Aaron Jones.
Yeah, but anyway, I was asking them all these questions, and they've been hitting on like 90% of my questions, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I do that. And one of them I was like, nah, that's not it. Yeah, I should have listened.
Yep, Aaron Jones.
So when you get a chance, if this slot does not work for you, that depending on what time zone you're in, when their shows go out, they do a couple more shows. It's really good to go over there and just check them out for a few minutes. Listen, sign in, ask the question, say, hey, because they're going to give it to you straight. And it's I really love it over there.
A couple shows I catch. I gotta go watch the Fourth and Flex. I gotta watch Patriot Sports Radio, TSS Fantasy. Love those guys, and all the different things they do. And they had a lot of different little things they put out through the week over at TSS Fantasy, and then True Serum Football. Check it out. And it's not because I write for them as well. I write for them because I like them. I don't like them because I write for them. That's why I write for them. Bandy says, thanks, guys. Means a lot. Absolutely. Go check them out. Again, free Aaron Jones giveaway this time. You missed out on the Swift jersey, but you can still get in on the Aaron Jones jersey. We even tried to get it and didn't win this one. But
I saw a music video the other day, and I swear this guy looks like Bandy. I'll have to show it to you, and then we'll talk about it. And then we'll like make a meme about it or something. I don't know, but we'll get into that later. Yeah.
Yeah. We got Mark Williams calling me out. He's the one that knocked me out of
from 2 to 6.
From 2 to 6. Look, the guy hasn't played his roster. He knows football. The guy hasn't played his roster all year because he's been playing that 16 league. He's got Hurts, Deebo Samuels, Justin Jefferson. It gets worse from there. I don't have it all memorized. All I know is it's stacked, and he didn't do anything but draft it. So don't listen to him.
Josh says there have any injuries besides people.
Yeah, Josh is giving away Manscaped Performance Package valued $130 on December 23rd. Santa's coming down the chimney, and he wants you to have clean balls. So go to Fourth and Flex, get yourself a free $130 performance package. Enter for the Aaron Jones jersey. Watch the great content. I mean, you can't lose over there at Fourth and Flex. Go check them out. Make sure you're subscribed too. Subscribers get you got to be a subscriber to get to win, but it also gets you more entries. That's the thing. Go over there and subscribe, comment, get you entries, likes on Facebook, everything gets you more and more entries. You can just freaking rack up the entries, and lots of things going on over there at Fourth and Flex. Thanks for reminding me about that, Josh. Appreciate that. Let's talk about look, so you have some leagues that you didn't make the playoffs in, and you might have known that a couple weeks ago. Did you keep playing? Did you keep trying? You said you're still going to keep playing so that you don't end up in last place.
Yeah, I don't really want, what is it, the shit trophy or toilet bowl trophy?
The toilet bowl, whatever.
Listen, when it comes to football, I'm really competitive. It could be anything, not just football. And it also, I've had a terrible team where my last 4 wins came in the last 4 weeks of the season, and I really messed with people getting into the playoffs. Unfortunately, it's playoffs. But what I did is in the leagues that I am the commissioner, I put money for some of the later weeks up to week 15, so people continue to play and continue to try to run the waiver wire to get high points, and that way it's more competitive for at least for a little bit longer. So it's not just free for all for the people that are in the playoffs. A lot of people just drop out and don't care for that last little bit of cash. But
let me ask you something. If you had gotten paid, or if these people had gotten paid a couple $1 million, do you think they would have just quit the league? because that's what Mariota did. Mariota made a lot of money this year, got demoted, and he just quit, walked out. They don't know if he's coming back. They don't really care if he's coming back.
Is this real?
This is absolutely true. Yeah.
How did I not get that update?
We all know that Ritter is starting this week. So if you have Mariota, go ahead and
they want to see what they have is all.
They want to see what they got in a season that's not going anywhere. And they all sat in a room and had long discussions about it. But yeah, Mariota found out, finally gets a shot, hasn't had a shot in years, gets a shot in Atlanta, does, decent, and just quits. Like, last 3 games that don't mean anything.
That's not a good look. That's not a good look. You can't do that's not going to get you picked up somewhere. I get it. You set for life. I get it because millions in the bank, but
sure,
that's just not a good look. Like,
I guess he'll go. I mean, like,
but yes, I would probably quit if I had millions. Yes, I would today. Like, if I had a couple million in the bank, I'd be done. Like, I ain't going to work.
See, we spread the love around to each other. Josh says he didn't know that either. That's how, like, I mean,
yeah,
that's what we do. We help each other out. And so there you go. Yeah, Mariota just quit. Go check that out. Walked out, and that was it. Nobody's really talked to him, and coach said, well, you got to do what you got to do, and showing that they don't really care. Yeah, Mariota.
So pick up Mariota because he's going to a team who needs a quarterback because they're dropping like flies.
He's going
Mariota.
Mariota
to San Francisco.
Mariota, San Francisco. There you go. He will be laughing all the way to the bank. We will see him talking shop on ESPN as possible. Yeah, but I agree. It's a very good chance that he gets picked up somewhere just to back it up. If Baker did it, that would be all over it 100%.
First of all, Baker Mayfield, it was the most exciting Thursday game comeback I've ever seen. I was in my living room screaming, jumping up and down.
The most exciting ever.
Most exciting this year for a Thursday that you can't watch on TV because you have to have Prime, which is horse shit. But because I haven't watched the games because I'm just not going to go to Prime anyway. Just because I'm a fan of Baker Mayfield, but just to walk in there. Never been done before, and who's going to go and research that? 2 days to learn a playbook and then come in there and dominate. I mean, come on, that's pretty magical. But sorry, Oakland fans.
Baker's a punk. Look, this is the guy that knows football. Here's the guy that knows football that knocked me out. Cole Beasley signs with the Bills, resigns after comes out of requirement sign with the Bills. So if you need a last minute wide receiver, don't listen to Marky. This is why I write the devil's advocate, because of people like Marky that tell you to go pick up Cole Beasley because he signed with the Bills.
Go get OBJ too because he's not on the team. Well, go ahead and get
T.Y.
Hilton. Yes,
thank you. Gonna kill it. There you go. No. Josh agrees with you about the Thursday night game being the most exciting comeback that he's seen all season, and he's a Brady fan. I'm not going to dog on Brady too much. I played Brady this week, and I can, Josh, this is for you. I played Brady for you instead of playing Brock Purdy. I picked up Brock Purdy with the full intention of playing him, but I was like, you know what? For Josh, I'm going to play Brady because, Brady's due. It's a rookie quarterback, et cetera, et cetera. This is what happens when you listen to Brady fans. I love you, Josh. I'm glad you
listen. If Josh is a Brady fan, maybe he posted this when I was scrolling through Facebook or whatever it was, or TikTok. But there was this meme where like Brady gets blown out in one of the games during the season, and he ends up winning the Super Bowl. Blown out, wins the Super Bowl. Blown out, wins, and he got blown out. And I'm like, I don't want to see Brady in the playoffs. Whoever team, I'm just saying, like they have the pieces. It's just. They got to put it all together over there in the Bucs. So, see, it was him. So I was like, God, that's. I'm worried now. Like right now, I'm like, go to Vegas because this is happening.
It's not happening. It's not happening. It's not happening.
All right. Well,
here we go. Last one I'm giving you, Mark. Mark says, watch what I tell you about Cole. If you watch the Bills, all this you should. I do watch the Bills, and they've got Gabe Davis. They've got Isaiah McKenzie.
Not
to mention that one guy, that Diggs guy, whoever the hell that is. Yeah, Cole Beasley's not. He signed to the practice squad. First of all,
listen. If you're going to listen to Mark Williams, just go ahead and don't worry about drafting. Auto draft, then drop your players, then just go pick up the third or fourth wide receiver on each team and tell you see where that gets you.
Yeah, well, it got Mark into second
Love you,
place.
Mark. Great job on all those wins, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. He did. He did. He is. What? Mark's having a
Talk some
nice
trash.
run.
You got, yeah.
Mark's having a
He's
nice
also
run.
gotten a little lucky too, but
He's first place in the 16-team league. He has now got second place by virtue of beating me in another league that he didn't even play all year. So there it is.
yeah, some people get lucky.
Josh says that was him that pointed out those Brady memes. Mike Leach, let's talk about him real quick. Fantastic person. If you go back and watch his stuff, they call him eccentric. Not afraid to speak his mind. My Mike Leach memories come from Washington State, where I grew up, Washington State University. A few years back, he brought them back to football relevance. I know you have Mike Leach connections through Lincoln Riley. I believe played for Mike Leach, if I'm not mistaken. But Mike Leach, if you go read the articles, read some stuff about Mike Leach, unarguably one of the most influential people on modern day college football. He invented the air raid offense there at Texas Tech. And it's why you get so much exciting passing in college football nowadays, is because of him. Passed away on Monday night, age 61, due to heart complications. R.I.P. Mike Leach.
RP, hats off to you. Great run. And Mississippi will be playing their game. All the players are 100% in, and everybody's pulling for them. Even some of their opponent, it will be probably saying, you know what, take it. Take that.
I mean, that's a game. Well, I mean, the kids are going to try and win. Especially the seniors. That you don't go out there, you play to win the game. But yeah, that team is going to be fired up, and I would not want to be playing them.
Because there's going to be a lot of heart on that football field, more than a lot of other games. So be prepared for that one.
Very well known for being well loved by his players, except one at Texas Tech, but we won't get into that in memory of.
Yes, you're lucky, Mark. That's just saying. Like, I mean, could be skill.
Maybe a little mix of both. Yeah, Josh is playing my wife for first round in the playoffs. I think the projection is 2 points. That could just be Yahoo trying to create drama. But he says, I know she's the great mind of the family. That's actually 100% true. She put together her entire roster herself. The only contribution I can admit to making to that is she was very worried. She started off slow. I think she lost like her first 3 or 4 games, but she has a fantastic roster. And I told her that she just needed to be patient, that the roster would turn on. I think the biggest play she made is she went out and got Fields right when he started heating up. She was able to land him. Yeah. Oh yeah. And she went on a streak. Actually, I think the only loss she has in the last, 7 or so games is to Josh about 3 weeks ago. Or did she beat you, Josh? I'm not sure. I know it was close. I know it came down to the wire. I want to say that Josh got her, but yeah, they play each other in the first round of the playoffs. Both teams looking good. It is the playoffs. Both teams looking good, and one team will win and one team will sit on the sidelines afterwards. So that's how that goes.
Yeah, I want to talk about one thing about, something like Justin Fields. Remind me next year, no matter what I do, because I'm not going to play in all these different apps. I'm going to play in maybe 2.
Sure.
Take quarterbacks late. Like, I'm so sick of it. Like, I'm like, well, this is like, I was like, I got Dak Prescott in the 6th or 5th. I was like, all right, fine, and you know what? Why? Like it's killing me inside that I always try to do that. I'm like, it's a solid QB or something. They play indoors, but I feel like just wait. Set up your entire roster and bench, and then get someone like Kirk Cousins, which is basic, but
because look, the quarterback, and we say this every year, and everybody does. Everybody says you don't need to take a quarterback too soon, and you still see the top 5 quarterbacks go in the first 3, maybe 4 rounds. Jalen Hurts was like number 6. He's definitely killing it right now. The exception, of course, is Mahomes, and Mahomes is always going to be killing it. So
Mahomes and
Allen. But after that, yeah, I mean, it is kind of who saw Geno Smith coming? Nobody saw that coming. honestly, where's it? Let me pull this up. Let's just take the quick look at QBs. QB1, Jalen Hurts. QB2, Mahomes. Then we got Allen, Burrow, Fields, Geno Smith, Lamar Jackson, Trevor Lawrence, Justin Herbert, and Daniel Jones. Those are your top 10 right now. Obviously, nobody saw Daniel Jones in the top 10. Nobody saw Trevor Lawrence in the top 10, or at least maybe right around there. Herbert's supposed to be higher. Jackson's supposed to be higher. Geno Smith isn't even supposed to be there. Fields sure as hell isn't supposed to be QB5 right now. And, Burrow, Allen, Mahomes, Hurts, yeah, those guys are all supposed to be there. Mayfield just missed it, Aurora. Sorry. He's just a couple injuries kept him out, I'm sure.
But we still love him. But yeah, he's not going to be the top 10. And you know what? There's there's people talking about, oh, well, what about Stafford? What's he going to be doing next year? Probably playing for the Rams. I don't know, but just a hunch. But at the same time, injuries are.
Tua's at 14. Tua's
sitting at 14. He had a bad game.
He had those couple injuries. And then, of course, he had the bad game last night.
You notice how Dak isn't on there. Dak's not on there, but he was also out for several weeks or whatever it was. But he's one of the hottest QBs right now, for the most part. For the last
five games he missed, sitting at 25 right now, but doing well over the last few.
So I want to talk about that because see, everybody's like, oh, he's ranked 25, right? So there's a couple of leagues that I'm in where people judge trades by, oh, it's in the red. Why are you trading 25 for a 12? It doesn't make sense. Like, well, because you have to look at games they missed and the matchups and everything. Nobody's putting it all together. So there's kind of like some rookies arguing like it's not a fair trade and they're vetoing and stuff like that. So
look, he's over 250 yards. He's actually over 260 yards in 4 of the last 5. Multiple touchdowns in every week he's come back except the first one and last night. So since week 8 through week 13, multiple touchdown games. Yeah, he's got some picks to go with it, but we talked about it at the beginning of the season, and I have a feeling we'll keep talking about it. Interceptions are not the benchmark of to decide who's great and who isn't, because all the top QBs are also the guys with the top in interceptions. The game has changed. Interceptions means you're pushing it. And if you're good enough, you can overcome it and do well. And that's something Dak has been doing. Stafford going to retire. That injury is a bad one. I don't know if he'll retire. I don't know if he'll cut, but yeah, that it really sucks to see a Super Bowl,
caliber
champion,
QB.
Gone for the season at least. If and Josh could be right, he might be gone forever.
Yeah, and it's a kind of a bummer. Like you have the team around you, just you're getting to that age where it's maybe not.
Aurora pointing out that Dak just seems to get injured on a regular basis. Not inaccurate, but he's making a comeback. He's got a team around him, and everybody knows the Cowboys are going to be someone to reckon with.
Yeah, go ahead and pick up Dak next year. I will not, because the 2 years that I picked him up, he ended up injured. So
yeah, I feel bad for like the dynasty players. I hope the dynasty players have someone on. You kind of have to if you got Dak, but at the same time, when he plays, all right. Yes. Okay. I'm glad you brought this up, Josh. Josh had been saying way in the preseason that CMC is going to be the comeback player of the year. Of course.
And I was on board with it.
And you were. And look, I don't know how to grade this one because you didn't know he was going to go to San Francisco. All right. Because without San Francisco, CMC is not the comeback player of the year. But now that he's in San Francisco, yeah, he definitely might be. He's RB3. He's been at the top for most of the season. Once
how
he got healthy,
flex rolls.
He's got an 8-point game. He's got a 9-point game. But other than that, it's been 14 or more points every week, over 20 points, 6 times this season. He's got a 40-point game in there against the Rams, 29 points in both of the last 2 weeks against Miami and Josh's beloved Tampa Bay. 1, 2, 3. The thing is, okay, he's got 3 games over 100 yards. Everything else his rush yards are dismal. 33, 27, 54, 38, 39, 32. I mean, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 games with less than 40 rush yards. 6 games less than 40 rush yards. But
you're arguing for a standard league, and listen, I only play PPR. So
no, I'm arguing PPR. I'm arguing PPR right now.
Well, that's okay because he's got the points for the PPR.
It's the receptions and the receiving yards. I mean, again, sometimes only in 20s, but 80s and 50s, 60s, 80s again, multiple touchdown games. Again, double-digit points, and I hate that term because 10 is also a double-digit number, but upper end double-digit points in near every single game. Well, and I mean,
I love the CMC, so I'll take it. Listen, if he's in the standard league, he's maybe second round, just not because you're right. The yards rushing are just not there, and I'm okay with it. That's why I play PPR.
He's still 4 in a standard. He's still RB4 in a standard league.
People were scared to take him in the first round in PPR, so he fell pretty late.
He's only got 819 rushing yards, but he sits at
he'll get RB3. Is he gonna get 1,000? No, he can do the.
They might be right. No, he's only got 600 receiving, so I don't think that's a lot of work to make up.
Yeah,
but he's just he's Walmarting it. I like to call it nickel and diming it, if you will. But you go into Walmart, you grab this, this, and the next thing you get the register, you're like $150. I don't know which ones you put up, but Bandy said it still counts. Total yards, the total yards exactly. He's over 1,400 total yards. In reality, it's probably going to be Geno. I wouldn't argue against that one either. Geno's freaking ridiculous what he's been able to do. I mean, you got Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf. You better be able to do something, Russell.
You should be.
QB6 right now.
Sponsored.
QB6 right now for Geno Smith. Justin Fields still ahead of him at QB5 is ridiculous. I don't know. God dang. Justin Fields almost has 900 yards rushing. No, he has over. I'm sorry. Justin Fields has 905 yards rushing. Let's just check this out for a sec.
But he plays Philly this week. He's going to be on my bench. And then next week, I think week 17, I think I'm going to be playing him.
There are only 7 running backs in the entire NFL that have more rushing yards than Justin Fields. 7. 7 running backs. And Dameon Pierce just got hurt. Josh Jacobs is your rush yards leader, followed by Henry Chubb Barkley, who's 50-50 right now to play. Miles Sanders, who's put together some games, and of course Dalvin Cook. And like I said, Dameon Pierce is the last guy that has more than Justin Fields, and of course he just got hurt. So Fields will probably finish with more than Dameon Pierce as well. Ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous.
It is ridiculous, and he's saying he was hating on Fields bad at the beginning of the season.
We all were. We all were.
I was waiting for somebody to say, "Hey, he can run." Force him to do it. And you know what? He's not going to be after your draft next year. Fields will not be there, so he's going to be drafted next year.
Gosh. No, he's definitely getting picked up next year.
Yeah, and I might be one of them because I'll take those rush yards. You don't have to pass and throw touchdowns. If you give me 140, 170 rush yards, that's a good spot for a quarterback.
Yeah.
He ain't got no legs, Lieutenant Dan.
Got no legs, boy. That boy got some legs like nobody's business. Let me check this out. I'm trying to find out for you here, Josh. I'm not getting the stat that I want. I don't want to take too long looking it up. I was trying to look up Philly's defense. Let me try this. Eagles defense.
It's number
that's
1.
Why I said against versus the run. I believe it is. Let's see.
Run pass pretty good. Well, you can talk about that. I can talk about how I beat you in our picks in our NFL last week, which were coming up. It was only I got 8 and 5. You were 6 and 7.
Distracted situation.
I have to take care of your awkward silence there, and I have to gloat about something. I don't have many wins this week, so see.
Yeah.
Saying second or third.
Yeah, I believe that. I can't get it to come up. It's like we talked about.
There's pills for that.
doesn't come exactly.
I can't.
Apparently, Philly's taking all the pills because they rise up against running backs. Against
Fly
people on the
Eagles
run, but
fly.
it's a different animal when you talk about Fields, though, because he's an extra rusher. So you talk about run defenses; they're good against running backs. But Fields is an extra rusher. So when the running backs go this way, Fields goes that way, and the run defense went after the running backs like they're supposed to. So you've seen Fields do that to a couple decent run defenses this year that were good against the run, just not good against Fields because he's, again, that extra. It's like having, an extra back out there. Let's see. Dallas, he went for 60. And got 26 points. The Jets, he didn't play. That would have been a good benchmark. Houston did shut him down. San Francisco shut him down. That was first game of the season. The thing is he really only he's got 3 games over 85 games total because of the 2 monster games that he had against Miami to Detroit. But other than that, we got a 60, 47, 52, 47, 20, 28. Not big rushing numbers. Big for a quarterback, I guess. But you string together those few games. Green Bay's got a
sometimes
run defense, only 71 yards. So we'll see what the damage is against Philly.
The question is, Roop, did you make playoffs? I made playoff because there's only one league out of the 5 because of some bad managerial skills, and one of them was injuries that is part of the game, so you just kind of suck that one up. But I did make one, and I lost one. Okay, I'm in an 8-team league, another one where 3 of the people just stopped playing. So I was in the middle of the pack, upper towards the top.
Those.
So I'm like 7-6, and the other guy's 7-6, and he had the high score this week, and this for some reason is in playoffs. So I lost to that guy. Everybody else had a cakewalk to win, and then the person that's in last place beat the number 1 team, who's 10-2, because of the injuries that happened this weekend. And I'm just like over here, like I would be complaining, but the dude that's in first place by a long shot just lost to somebody who's not even checking a roster. And I'm like, really? Like, why?
I saw that happen a few times. I'm not gonna lie.
I can't fucking stand it. But
even in the league that Bandy's talking about right now, the number 1 guy lost. The last place team won.
It's like a terrible week. And if this is a trend, there's a chance I could go out this week and lose. But the guy I'm playing first round this year, I played him first round last year, and last year he beat me by 1.86 points or something. So I'm going to get him back because I'm the commissioner of the league, and he's on a cruise this week, and I have to set his lineup. So if I lose,
what? Wait a minute. What?
I have to set.
Say that again. You have to set your opponent's lineup.
Yes, he asked me to set his lineup if there was any changes because he's going to be on a cruise and he's not going to have a reception. Said, okay, I'll take care of you. And then I found out that I'm going to be playing him because he asked me on Sunday, and I'm looking at it, and he has Kyler Murray because I told him, go to next week, set your lineup, and that way it'll be taken care of. So he did that. And now I went over today, and I was like, well, Kyler Murray's out. I have to put in your other quarterback, which
is
who was it? Hold on.
Baker Mayfield.
No, it's better than Baker.
Everybody's better than Baker Mayfield.
Calm yourself. It was funny. We talked about him. I said, "Oh, do you remember the guy that I wanted to pick up, but somebody else already got him?" It was a couple weeks. Deshaun Watson.
Oh,
I have to put Deshaun Watson in and instead of Murray. And yeah, so it's just I'm just watching me set his lineup of putting Deshaun Watson in, knowing that I already said, I'm the commissioner. I'll take care of anybody in any league I commission. I'll set your lineup if you need me to, and put your best guys forward. And I'm sitting here like, if this guy beats me while I was on a cruise because I had to set his lineup, I'm going to be furious. But that's nature of the game. It's a lot of fun.
Bandy's absolutely right. Roop is that kind of guy. He will be fair. Watson, not a horrible play. The Devil's Advocate article I write for True Serum Football. Go to True Serum Football. They got a lot of fantastic articles. But talking about Peoples-Jones, a lot of people talking about him this week. And look, Watson went from 54% completion rate to 61%, a pass rating of 53.4 to 79.1 after 1 week. And these aren't huge stellar numbers, but they show improvement, and they show good improvement against a Bengals defense that they were playing catch up on. So we had a lot of opportunity to increase those numbers, but there's also a lot of opportunity to make those numbers worse.
And he's playing Baltimore at home.
And he's playing Baltimore at home. It's a division game, so anything can happen. But if Watson keeps improving, first point I make is that DPJ is worth a stash of flex play, something like that. He's worth a pickup if you need a wide receiver, at least get him away from the competition. But yeah, if Watson keeps improving, he's a good play. He could definitely end up being a good play.
It's going to hurt, but his other QB is Tom Brady, so I think I'm comfortable.
Yeah, right now, I know Josh might not agree, but right now I would probably play Watson over Brady too.
It's a 2 QB league. They'll both be playing.
Oh, they'll both be playing. Well, there you go. So that's a no-brainer. Like you said, I mean, if Murray goes down, he has to do it. But go over to True Serum Football. Look for the Devil's Advocate before you make any waiver picks this week. I'll push it out on Twitter and the Facebook so you can see it. And go check out all the other amazing articles at True Serum Football. I love True Serum Football. That's why I write for them, because they're awesome. And I asked them if I could write. They didn't ask me. I lost my schedule. No, I didn't. There we go. Boom. There we go. So we got to do it. We do it every week. We talk about who's going to win. You said you pulled it off. You went, what'd you go? Did you say
8-5, and you were
8-5. I was 6-7. So not too much of a discrepancy. 49ers at Seahawks, short week. The great Brock the Cock Purdy is marching into Seattle against possible comeback player of the year, Geno Smith, Lockett, and Metcalf. Should be Seahawks offense versus San Francisco's defense. Who wins?
I'm taking Niners.
I'm sorry. Yeah, Niners defense. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going Niners. You go Niners too?
I am. I think in a closer game than people think. They're playing in Seattle. I think the 12th man factors in there. But I will take the Niners, even with Purdy at the helm. I see Purdy getting a couple picks this week, but I think the defense will save them. I don't know.
Colts and Vikings.
Metcalf and Lockett are bad men. Colts at Vikings. I don't think the Colts. I don't think the Colts are as good as Detroit. So I'm, the Vikings pass defense horrible. I'll take the Vikings at home.
Even though the Colts had a bye week and they're all rested up and everything.
Yeah, and I think they all got fat and happy because they knew their team wasn't going to the playoffs. They knew they weren't doing anything. They didn't give a rip, and I think they just ate a lot of food and drank a lot of beer.
Okay, yeah, Vikes, yeah, I'll give you that because they still want to win. They're working on that position.
That's right. Get that draft position. It's better to lose now. Oh, you're talking about the Vikings. Yeah, the Vikings are trying to get that home field. Ravens at Browns. That should be a really good game, honestly, despite the Browns record. Division matchup. JK's playing. Lamar could be back. Questionable, I think, with Huntley down. Much better chance to see Lamar, just maybe not as mobile a Lamar. What do you got?
I'm going Browns.
Going Browns at home.
Browns at home, lighten it up. I mean, listen, if there's a weather game, it's going to come down to the defenses. I think Browns a little bit better. But if it's, some shootout with Lamar and Deshaun, which would be great.
Let us know who you guys got too.
Yeah, I would love to see that, that matchup twice next year. It's going to be a lot of fun if Lamar is there because he's his own agent and who knows what's happening there. But I'm going to take the Browns this week. I think Deshaun's going to light my team up. Not looking forward to it. I'm dead inside right now. It's going to hurt. It's just, and I have to pick them because that's where I'm rolling. Where are you going?
This is true. Cleveland is actually favored to win, but I'm going to take the Ravens.
Ooh, okay.
In a barn burner. I mean, it depends on who's going to be in at quarterback. I'm just going to be different from you, really, is what I'm doing. But I'm going to take JK. But I honestly, the Browns, if Watson keeps improving, look for the Browns to win that one for sure. Dolphins at Bills. Dolphins definitely took care of the Bills last time they played in Miami. Did they do as well in Buffalo?
Buffalo.
Buffalo.
I just not good.
These are all Saturday games, by the way. If you didn't know, Saturday games.
Set your lineups. Nobody's
Colts,
watching.
Colts, Vikings, Ravens, Browns, Dolphins, Bills, all Saturday games. Yes, sir. I will take the Bills in Buffalo.
Okay.
I know it's cliche, cold and Dolphins, blah, 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 but Dolphins did not look great last week. Bills defense is playing very well. Ran over some of those stats earlier with you guys. I'll take the Bills.
Yeah, the rumor have it the Dolphins are still practicing even at this hour to get their shit together so they can match up to the Bills.
I think it's going to be a great game. I do, but I think the Bills come on top.
It should be.
Again, I think the Bills defense wins this game. Chiefs at the Texans. Remember, number one pass defense against probably at least a top passing offense. Number two pass defense in Houston. Gave the Cowboys a scare last week. Chiefs come in to see if they can handle business. What do you say?
I'm sticking with the Chiefs.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not betting against Mahomes. You see that guy throw that little hook pass, wherever the hell? That guy doesn't even know he's playing NFL football. He's still playing on the playground back home. And he's doing well with it. Steelers
he's just doing what he wants.
Yeah, at will. Steelers at Panthers.
So you're going Steelers?
Obviously. Although I don't have a lot of faith in it because Pickett's probably going to be out for the concussion protocol. We saw how horrible Trubisky is. We lost one of our major defensive linemen this week. The Panthers are running like crazy, which is exactly what J.K. Dobbins did. If I wasn't a Steelers fan, I would take the Panthers 100%.
I'm taking the Panthers, but like I'm saying, I'm still scared because that running back area back there, some injuries there too. Quarterback's not great. Did I see the QB of Carolina have a mustache? Like, is he going like he's trying to do something?
Trying to look like Baker. He's like a Baker still here.
Yeah,
Baker's
like
still here.
Manning up, but all right. That's
Lions at Jets. See, you don't know what I know.
I argued that earlier that the Lions are like really a good team, up and coming, better than what they are on paper, whatever I said. And I still picked the Jets.
Absolutely.
Just their defense is pretty solid, and it's not in a dome. It'll be outside. If they was at Lions, it'd probably change it, but it's outside in the elements, and I don't know what the weather's going to be. So if it's bad weather, I'm taking Jets all the way.
Let me run through it one more time. Jets, second fewest passing TVs in the league, sixth in sacks. Only one quarterback, Burrow, has had a higher than 100 passing rating. Only one quarterback, Burrow, again, has had more than 250 yards. Where did it go? Look, it just keeps going. Okay, it just keeps going with the Jets, and it's ridiculous. Last time, Goff played a tough defense. It was Dallas, and he got 4 points. He got no touchdowns and 2 interceptions. The Jets, only Burrow and Jackson have managed multiple TDs against the Jets. Only 4 wide receivers have gone over 100 yards. Only 6 have gone over 35. Only 6 receivers all season have gotten more than 35 yards against the Jets. Let me say it one more time. 6 receivers all season have gotten more than 35 yards against the Jets. And they've only played 4 games where they didn't get a pick against Goff, who threw 2 against the last good defense he actually faced. So, long story short, Jets, Jets, Jets. Cowboys at Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence going over 300 yards, multiple touchdowns last week. Finally showing up for some people. The Cowboys coming to town after a scare with Houston.
Cowboys.
I hate picking the Cowboys. Yep, Cowboys. Eagles at Bears. Can the Eagles defense fend off Justin Fields?
In Chi-Town, in Chicago?
In Chicago.
Yeah, the Eagles are just too hot of a team right now. I can't. Like, if I bet against them,
Aaron
it's got to be
Rodgers.
somebody else.
Aaron Rodgers owns the Bears. He wears green. The Eagles wear green. I'm going Eagles. That's not why, but
That's a good way to go. I do
that Falcons at Saints. Dumpster bowl.
The quarterback left.
Who? I know the Falcons quarterback is Ritter, but never heard of her. And I don't know who's playing quarterback for the Saints right now.
She's pretty good. I think it's Mrs. Dalton.
Is it? Or are they bringing Winston back? I don't know.
Listen, Winston was healthy weeks ago. He's been on my roster.
They clearly don't want him to play.
Yeah. I drafted him in the 16-team league. He sat on my bench the whole season. I'm waiting for him, and I'm like, I got to get somebody else. Yeah. And I had to play 2 weeks without a quarterback because Dalton was the guy. And I don't even want to hear Winston starting. I don't care. Unfortunately, I picked the fucking Saints to win.
Yeah, I'll take the Saints at home.
Yeah, just because there's another dumpster fire on the other side. And
yeah, it's dumpster fire. I mean, anything could happen in this game.
There's a problem when your quarterback
no one will know.
I'm out.
Nobody will know because nobody's watching that game. So we might not even be able to find out until next week.
Yeah, we will because we'll be watching Red Zone, and we'll have to watch.
There's not going to be anything on Red Zone on that game. This is fact that you have to get in the red zone to be.
We're going to get a highlight of somebody of a blown coverage.
Somebody kicked a field goal.
And Olave running for 75 yards. So
that could happen, and that's why I'm taking the
hashtag.
Saints.
Like I'm going to
Olave and Kamara are why I'm taking the Saints.
Come on,
Patriots.
Another guy I'll never draft again. Oh, I picked Patriots.
Yeah, they're kind of playing well right now.
The Raiders have kind of been a dumpster fire.
I'm going to take the Raiders though. I'm going to keep riding Josh Jacobs. Patriots have a good defense. It's New England is favored to win. I'm going to take the Raiders. Why not? Raiders at home.
Listen.
What?
The Raiders lost to the Rams on Thursday Night Football with a comeback from Baker Mayfield.
They did.
You're taking the Raiders.
Mad.
So you're saying
they're mad.
Baker Mayfield was so good that they're better than New England. So I have to take.
Is that what I'm going to hear about? That's what I'm going to hear. Is how good.
Listen, isn't Josh Jacobs a little injured? They threw to. Listen, Devontae Adams was my worst player on my fantasy football team. Let's put that in perspective of what the coaching was. Listen, that's a coaching problem. I don't care who's following Devontae Adams around. Did you see what Devontae Adams does? Are you kidding me? He should be the #1 targeted guy ever, and he's not. And they ended up losing the game. He had 10 points. He was my lowest scoring person on my team. Those coaches.
It cost Sir Frosty. Cost Sir Frosty $5,000 if you watch the trenches.
Feed that guy. Listen, he's 29. He's not getting any younger.
I shouldn't reveal who got kicked off, but if you know the scores, you know what happened. But yeah, cost Sir Frosty $5,000. Cardinals at Broncos.
Well,
got another dump.
Both quarterbacks are out.
Yeah, both starting QBs are out. The run games are kind of garbage. Although, I mean, Connor can have a game.
I'm going with the Cardinals defense, and I'm taking the Cardinals at Denver when their Cardinals defense will be out of breath.
And I'm gonna take the Broncos defense. That's kind of funny you said that because I'm going Broncos defense to win that game. Bengals at Bucks. Depends on which Tom Brady we get. It could be a good game.
Yes, that's the thing, and that's why I'm taking the Bengals. They just got too much firepower.
Yeah, I'll take the Bengals in that one too. Titans at Chargers. Chargers showing some spunk last week.
That's why I drafted the QB way too early. Herbert, you better fucking 40 points the next 3 weeks. I'm telling you, 40. You son of a, you're killing me, Smalls. I'm taking Chargers because I believe in them. You can't have a better matchup in the playoffs at home against one of the worst passing defense. Let's go.
I'll take the Chargers. I'm taking the Chargers. Giants at Commanders in a battle of 7-5s.
Is Wentz coming back? Giants. Doesn't matter.
Heineke puts up some horrible numbers, but they still win.
I don't know. I don't even.
The Giants are coming off a loss. They need to win to stay in the race for for the wild card on this one. Ah, Jesus. Well, no, I mean, I think that ship may have actually sailed between Philly and the Cowboys, but I don't know. I don't know for a fact. I'll be different. I'll take the Commanders. I'll take Heineke. I'm sorry, I'll do it.
I mean,
I don't want to, but I will.
It's like that ex-girlfriend that you can't get rid of. It's good.
Yeah.
You keep fighting. Yeah, go for that.
Yeah, I got McLaren. He's a Buckeye. Let's go. And in a game that no one will watch, Rams at Packers. Maybe some people would just see if Baker doesn't get. I guess Baker fans.
Okay, listen.
I don't know.
Can
nobody's watching?
I want to listen.
Do we have to pick it? Because no one's going to watch it.
I'll be watching it.
Watch it?
Oh yeah. I'm hoping it's like a snow game or something. I hope Baker goes out there and slings it and does even better. And, Rodgers comes back, starts throwing to, all his rookies and I just want a shootout, please. Like Rodgers.
I think you're going to get it.
I mean,
I think you're going to get it. But,
the defenses are pretty good. So it's probably
okay.
Like 17-20.
So let's take it from that angle. I should have let you pick first, but in a shootout, are you taking Baker Mayfield or are you taking Aaron Rodgers?
That's not fair because the shootout's going to come to the 60-yard pass into the end zone, and Rodgers has a pretty good percentage when it comes to that. In a shootout, with the current situation, I would take Aaron Rodgers.
Taking Aaron Rodgers.
I would take if Baker Mayfield had been there all year and he'd been doing well and he's got camaraderie.
Still would take Aaron Rodgers.
I have too much love for Baker, but my pick is the Packers winning.
Mine too. So it will not be decided on Monday night. It will be decided somewhere during the week. Let us know what your picks are. Let us know who you think should be started and satted and dropped and waived and stashed. Let us know all your fantasy football comments on the Facebook page. You can go to Armchair Athletics. You can go to Yards After the Catch. You can go to Yards After the Catch Fantasy Football Show. You can find Yards After the Catch on YouTube, and you can find the Armchair Athletics on YouTube, where you'll find the trenches. 6 teams left.
We have about 5 minutes left here.
We're like already 7 minutes over time, so we can we can do what we want. That's really
because I'm only picking bowl games with some fun. We both picked Navy. Oh no, we didn't.
No, we didn't.
Army over Navy.
What a great game!
Overtimes? Are you kidding?
Never been to overtime. Then they go to 2.
123 years, no overtime. And
holy
then boom.
Cow, man! Wow.
That was a fun and exciting game.
It was so cool.
Listen, the Navy guy that was crying that he dropped the football. I know it feels like it's everything, and it's gonna hit ESPN and all that. I get it. It's not the end of the world. It probably costs you.
It's gonna follow him his entire naval career. He's always gonna be the guy that dropped the ball. I understand why he's crying. I get it.
Yeah, I like. I'm not even. I'm not here to make fun of you. I get why, because you knew exactly how much that meant. Because you guys had it, and
crazy.
Don't worry about it. It's not the end of the world. But go Army, beat Navy also next year. But I only have 2 games that we're going to be going for because I'm only going for the ranked
only
ones.
2.
I'm not going to do the whole list.
We've got all these bowl games. We've got all these.
I didn't even write them down. You wanted.
I don't even know. List? I don't know who's ranked in any of these games.
There's only 2 of them playing this week. I'm only going through this weekend.
Yeah.
And it's UTSA versus Troy and Florida versus Oregon State. Those are the only 2 ranked this weekend.
Okay.
If you want to go through all of them, we can. But I didn't write them down. You're going to have to write them down. And you have to put me in there.
What? Your pen run out of ink?
Just about. It's getting empty. It's getting light over
right
here.
now.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Got to do
fucking
everything over here. All right. Oh, Jesus!
I got a Sharpie. You want me to write it in Sharpie?
All right. Miami of Ohio
versus Duluth.
UAB.
Oh, UT. What the hell? What is this? Miami versus UAB in the Hometown Lenders Bahamas Bowl. Yeah, that one's on my calendar.
Are you kidding? I'd love to go to that bowl game. I'm in the Bahamas.
I mean, go to it, sure. Got the Duluth Trading Cure Bowl, UTSA versus Troy. You got to be kidding me. All right. So you're talking Cincinnati versus Louisville, right? Is that one of your games?
So you didn't want to run through all of them?
No, I'm not gonna run through all of them. A bunch of
shit. What am I doing?
Most of these people shouldn't even be in fucking bowl games.
No, I only have. Listen, I'm only going to.
All right, here we go.
Playing this week.
Here's what's gonna happen. We're gonna do it like we normally do. You have 2 bowl games. What are your 2 bowl games? Let's go.
I have number 25 UTSA versus 24 Troy.
In the Duluth Trading Cure Bowl. Jesus.
What do you got?
I'll take Troy.
I got Troy.
There you go.
And I got the other one that I have is Florida versus number 14 Oregon State.
Oof. I'll take Florida. I'll take
you are going to lose. Oregon State. Oh, I don't have the list of all the players that are saying, "Fuck this, I'm out of here. I'm going to the NFL."
Exactly. That's the thing. Yeah,
that's the thing.
No, wait. Well, I guess in that game you might be, but in the UTSA versus Troy Bowl, there is no list. Okay, so you gave a couple games, so I'm gonna give a couple games because that's how we usually do it. Let's take Cincinnati versus Louisville. The Wasabi Fenway Bowl.
When is this game?
That's Saturday.
Okay, Cincinnati.
At Fenway Park. Over there at the Fenway Park over there.
It's cute.
Outside the college.
Let me get in the car.
Yeah, Cincinnati versus Louisville. Who you got?
I should click on something to find out.
What
I'm going to go.
I know.
Who's favored?
Fuck if I know.
Okay, good.
It just says Cincinnati versus Louisville. That's all it says.
In Boston?
Oh, no.
I'm going to go with Cincinnati. Why not? Just to feel bad for them last year for their bowl game.
Who'd you pick?
Cincinnati.
That's who I picked. Louisville has the analytics. Louisville for the spread is a 1 point favorite. So it's actually pretty close. It's actually really close.
Good. Yeah. So hopefully it'll be a good game.
Yeah, might be. I'm going to do in honor of Mike Leach and my hometown, Washington State versus Fresno State. You already know I'm going Cougs. Fresno's favored by 3 points.
Because it's not the current team he's on, I'm going Fresno State.
I'm going Cougs. Go Cougs. All right. And a tiebreaker. I get to pick it because you was out. No, actually. Don't think that's a great game. Let's see.
I really am running out of ink. Like I can't even circle the games anymore. Who you got? Come on.
What are these freaking games in here? This is horrible. This is truly horrible. Okay, just because it's all letters. SMU versus BYU.
SMU burned me a couple times in my thing, and BYU, I don't know, is any good.
You did pick them for an upset or two. I don't remember if you got them or not.
I remember. They're killing me. So, where is it? University
It's
Stadium?
The New Mexico Bowl.
Well,
the whole state gets a bowl. How's that?
I guess Albuquerque.
I guess that would give SMU the home field, even though they're not the home team. I don't know.
But, well, they're about equal parts away, give or take, right? I don't know.
I guess.
You know what? I'm going SMU.
Good, because I was going BYU. There you go.
All right. Well, sorry about you.
Just for fun, we don't have to write this one down, but I was Jackson State versus North Carolina Central.
Oh, Jackson State. I don't care. The coach has moved on out, and he said, "We coming. It's all right."
Jackson State went 12-0. Went 12-0.
Yeah, I'm going Jackson State.
I would have went Jackson State too. That's why I didn't pick it. So, Dion, y'all better just Find new team. Enter the transfer portal now. What the fuck?
I'm following, yeah. Well,
thanks, Coach. We'll have more. We got better bowls next week. A lot better bowls.
Work on the bowls. Yeah, I saw it, and I'm like,
yeah.
I didn't even want to do rapid fire. I thought about sending it to your way, say rapid fire, and then I just kept on living my life and didn't do it. So.
Live your life, win your fantasy matchups. Go read the Devil's Advocate at truthserumfootball.com. By yours truly, like I said, we went 100% last week, 12-0, 9-2 the week before. We're doing well over there. Armchair Athletics, the Armchair Athletics. You can go.com, you can go on the Facebook, you can go on the YouTube. That's where you're going to find the trenches. $5,000 on the line. 12 teams started. We got 6 left. And next week, 2 teams go home. We set the semifinals. It's going to be crazy. Go catch up. Catch the new episode this Thursday to see who went home from the 8 to give us those 6. You might be surprised because you guys don't know the scores until we send them to you. So I don't know. What else we got? Send us home, Roop.
I cannot wait for this weekend. I will.
You can't send us home because you just froze up.
You froze up.
There we go. And for the final word, I'm going to say the be safe, everybody, right now. Root, there it is.
I was going to say that, and that's how you win your fantasy football league this week.
That's
and so you're welcome. If this is any indication of this weekend, I'm going to be screaming a lot at my TV. Let's put it that way. And it's going to do nothing, but it'll let out that frustration, rage, anger. And maybe someday we'll just have the sour hour because I'm probably going to need it after.
I like it. We'll put it on. Actually, we could do the sour hour on the Effin Sports Show. Effin Sports Show coming out next year.
Sour hour, maybe like
year. I like it.
10 minutes. Everybody gets 60 seconds or something. Power minute or whatever you want to call it. Anyway, be safe, have fun, talk some trash, even if you're going to lose. Don't be a sore loser. Listen, it happens. Yell, scream, fight your way through it, but have some fun. Listen, fantasy football is fun. Learn from your mistakes and do it all next year. Best of luck in the playoffs. Chris, take us home because I know you got those 2 to 6.
Happy fantasy football and everyone.